Okay.
No, explanation.
Do you have a public comment, anybody?
Really?
We do love our job, it's maybe the other thing.
I went home and was like,
We value our jobs.
Or hold on 1 second, we got a technical difficulty. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Okay, we call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Janine, roll call, please.
Ms. Joy Beers? Present. Mr. Richard Belts?
Here.
Ms. Barbara Bose? Here. Mr. Jeremy Gluck?
Here.
Mr. Sean Reeves? Mr. Zachary Hunter?
Here.
Ms. Heather Neff? Present. Mrs. Karen Sidler? Present. And Ms. April Walker? Here. Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. We have a special board statement to read. We know that some of you are here to discuss the status of the football announcer position. While the board believes that public discourse is key to the decision-making process, the board also believes that the situation was not handled in the way the administration told us. In public, if the public had been paying attention to the administration and board actions over the last 2 years, they would have known that we've been in the process of creating job descriptions. While going through these, it was noted that the football announcer position had been paid numerous times by board action. The following was also discovered during the process. The position does not have a job description. The position does not exist in any contract. The board cannot locate where the position has been voted upon. As a result of the above, it is not legally or practically appropriate to continue paying an individual for services rendered without proper authorization. There are processes and procedures in place to make sure that money spent by the taxpayers is protected and codified by executive action. This has not been the case, and the administration of the board are acting to create this position moving forward. Unlike what has been said, the board's position on the football announcer was due to the lack of proper authorization and had nothing to do with his performance. The board intends to follow these new procedures effective immediately. Create the position, advertise the position, interview candidates, and vote on the candidate. Thank you. Now the purpose of the special meeting. As per the advertisement in the Times News on Saturday, May 11, 2024, the Lehigh Area School District will have a special board meeting for personnel items on Monday, May 13, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the Administrative Building boardroom at 1 Patterson Union Street, Lehigh, PA 18235. And I guess we can start with public comment. Just a reminder, public comment is limited to 3 minutes, please.
Good evening. My name is Kevin O'Donnell, and at this time, former voice of the Indians, for my understanding. On Monday, April 30th, I was contacted by Mr. Kyle Spots, who asked if I could come in to have a conversation in regard to the football announcer position. While in that meeting with Mr. Spots and Mrs. Allen, it didn't take long for me to find out that they were, quote, given a directive by Dr. Fish by the school board that the football announcer position will be open, unquote. Even though I had a subconscious feeling driving to the meeting that I was about to be told this, my mind started racing with many questions. Of course, one of the first questions I asked was, did the board give a reasoning as to why? The response I received was yes, that there were complaints that I mispronounced names, I didn't announce or read all sponsor information, and I didn't turn the music off inside the stadium while the band was playing Cherokee behind the press box pregame. After 25 plus years in the press box and Friday nights in the fall, I couldn't believe this was happening. I began the same year as my father, where I acted as his spotter. In 2012, he became ill, and we split games up until 2014 when I took over the microphone full time because he became too sick to do the job. What I wouldn't give to hear Dad call one more game. The same disbelief has resonated throughout the Lehigh community and beyond the last 2 weeks, as I have been called, text messaged, and stopped in public to be asked what is going on. My response has been, I am a strong opinion that this could be over a personal vendetta dating back to 2020, and hopefully we find out at the board workshop. The support has been overwhelming. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Mrs. Autumn LASD, who started a petition to retain me on her own accord, and I'm very thankful for the 400 plus who have signed it to date. I can tell you that I take this position very seriously, and I do enjoy it immensely. I also feel I go above and beyond what is required. As time permits, I recognize our other fall sports and athletes on their accomplishment. I write public service announcements for the benefit of our custodial staff. I recognize and thank the media who are present for their work and let the crowd know what is happening throughout District 11. I can tell you I am also prepared for emergency situations and have handled several Amber Alerts in the past. I have heard from many in the media of the good job we do here in Lehigh on Friday nights. It's just not me, it's we, all of our game day staff. One such example is from George Everett, current BRC TV 13 analysis, who wrote, as someone who has been to hundreds of games, as a player, coach, fan, and an analysis, and Mr. O'Donnell is one of the best, certainly the top in District 11. He is knowledgeable, articulate, and professional. Hearing the words, stop walking, stop talking, please rise and remove all hats and join us for a respectful rendering of our national anthem tells people they aren't in any old town. They're in Lehigh. As time is expiring, I would like to ask the following question. Was there a directive to Dr. Fish to open a position from the board, and if so, by whom? Which board member? Was there any type of vote to get rid of me before this evening? Is this whole thing even legit, as it is my understanding it is a position that is approved by the board, not the person in it? I would appreciate answers and would ask that you reconsider opening the football announcer's position. A very special thank you to my dad, Ernie Heckman, Dave Bagel, John LaPotta, and my family who have supported me throughout this entire endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Sorry, Ernie.
Heckman.
Heckman? Sorry.
Hello, my name is Ernie Heckman. Friday night football, nothing like it. It'll never be the same without the voice of the Indians. Never. I served with his dad. I served 7 years with Kevin. Had to give it up because my grandson plays in Parkland. Been to many, many football games. Not just at Lehigh. We traveled with Lehigh. I traveled with Parkland to all of those games. And you know, there's not an announcer that doesn't mispronunciate a name. Not a one. It's a shame that it's coming down to this. Really, seriously. You talk about spending taxpayer dollars. I think you've got a lot more serious problems spending taxpayers' dollars than worrying about a football announcer. I think you people really need to get together and survey yourselves. Look at yourselves in the mirror and talk to yourselves once. This is a shame and a travesty of what you're going to try to do to this company. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
My comment is about Dr. Fish and this agreement. I feel like there's something else going on behind the scenes with all of this. I don't agree with it. I think Dr. Fish has done a fabulous job. We have disagreed on several things, which I'll be the first to say yes. But she's always been receptive. I think she's doing a wonderful job going through policies. She walked into, let's face it, a dumpster fire of a district and has turned it around quite a bit. So I think let's be transparent of what's really going on here with this and be honest with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dasha.
signatures from the community. Thank you everyone who signed it. Before I start, Kevin had asked some questions, but he didn't receive any answers. I was wondering if the board was planning on answering any of these questions.
We stand by our statement.
Okay. So the reason I got involved in this is because Kevin reached out to me as the vice president of the former vice president of the Touchdown Club. I was in charge of all sponsorships for team meals. So I worked with Kevin directly on sponsorships. So when he met with, I believe, Mr. Spots and Mrs. Howland, and he was told that he wasn't announcing sponsorships, that's why he reached out to me. So that is the reason that I got involved with the petition, to show that he did everything that we asked of him, so that he knew that it wasn't from us that came. So you state that there was some type of misunderstanding, I guess, I don't want to misquote, but the directive was that you were going to open up the job
We
to
had to
the
create a
public.
job description, and we had to do things the right way. That's what we've been doing for 2 years.
So Kevin was not told that he was not announcing
I
this
don't know
correctly?
what he's been told.
Okay, so was there any communication from the board to Dr. Fish, Mrs. Howland, or Mr. Spots regarding that this was the directive of the board?
We stand by our statement.
So if we do a right to know request on any communication for any of that, there will be nothing found in that.
Find what you find.
Okay. Secondly, regards to Dr. Fish's separation. Being a member of the municipal government, I understand there's a lot of behind-the-scenes things that go on that can't be made public. I know there's personnel, things like that. However, I remember very distinctly standing here when you hired Dr. Fish, and nothing against her personally, I came up to her right after the meeting. You hired her at a very high salary, and she was very new to the position of superintendent. And I had a lot of concerns about that. So you all knew what you were hiring, who you were hiring, sorry, I didn't mean what. But you knew who you were hiring. You knew that it was somebody that was just starting out in that type of position. And I really think you did not afford her enough time to do that position.